Okay, so for our demonstration here, we're going to be working from this model, very different from the model that we worked from last week. Female, younger than he was, softer, rounder features. So we'll take a look at how to approach a model like this here. So I'm going to start out in the same way. I'm going to start out with the simplest thing possible. Remember, at the core of this entire class, at the basis of everything that we're doing here, we're trying to find something that's very simple and very manageable, that you and I, with all of our imperfections, are actually very capable of doing. And then adding another little thing onto that, and another little thing onto that, each of which is manageable until it blossoms into something really special, into a drawing that you're proud of. So we have our simple egg shape that we're developing here. I've just found the positioning on my paper, the size that I want to work, finding the center line, and then finding the shape of the hair. She has very complicated hair, but let's just turn that into one line and put that down as a simple silhouette, and then get into the features here. So finding the center line where the eyes are, which isn't actually the center because you'll notice we're looking up at her. We have the benefit from this perspective of being able to see the underplanes, and that's going to give an interesting angle to this drawing, an interesting opportunity to get form in it, because we're going to have the X, Y, and Z axes here. We're going to have length, width, and depth. And so it's very nice to be working at this upshot angle. And so, because of perspective, her eyes are going to appear a little bit higher than halfway because we're looking up at her. So I'm finding that width. I marked what my halfway point was and then came up a little bit from it. Finding my eyes, putting in those circles, which, yes, are going to eventually disappear, but they're going to establish the overall structure of the eyes for me. Coming down to find the nose, the inside corners of the eyes. If we come straight down, following parallel to our center line, that gives us the position of the nose. And then to find the mouth, the edges of the mouth tend to be, if we drop plumb lines straight down from the center of the eyes, as you see me starting to do here, that's going to give us a generality of where the corners of the mouth are. Simple, it's manageable, and she has that Mona Lisa smile. It's one of my favorite things about working with this model. She always has an attitude of being happy to be there at the session and carries that Mona Lisa smile with her. So she's a model that I use regularly and have really enjoyed drawing. And so right off the bat, if that's something that's unique about her personality and about her likeness, then you see that I gave that gentle curve to the mouth to be sure right off the bat I'm getting that into the expression. So as I work on the eyes here, you see that I'm carefully wrapping my strokes around those eyes, just like we've discussed. Those circles, those spheres that I've put in, act to remind me that the eyelid is a form that wraps around a three-dimensional form, a spherical shape. So I've dropped that in and made sure it had a wrap around. Noses are pretty tough. They're pretty tough until you turn them into three planes: front plane, side plane, under plane. And then all of a sudden, they're just not so hard. And that's our goal here. Put in that keystone. That's that form right up above the bridge of the nose. That form that connects everything together. The brow, the forehead, the nose, And that really needs to sit right there geometrically at the center. And because the bridge of the nose is raised off of the surface of the face, you'll see that it's a little bit to the left of the center line. And some people make the mistake of thinking the center line has to be exactly matched up with that. Well, you wouldn't match the center line up with the point of the nose, the ball of the nose, because at this angle, at this slightly not quite 3/4 perspective, that nose tips away from us. It raises up off and moves over to the left there. And that's happening at the bridge of the nose as well. And so that keystone sits up there and is the form that everything else relates to. So that's an important bit there as well. So I'm constructing around the mouth now, that simple circle that lets me make sure all of those little complicated parts have something simple and clear to sit on. There's that little plane, that underplane underneath the lip that I'm indicating there, kind of in a planar, abstract way, but it does the trick for me. Getting the chin, making sure that everything is symmetrical. And you see already in just, I don't know, how long has it been, a minute or two? In just a couple of minutes, we have got structure. We've got a face that feels like it has real three-dimensionality to it.